And my staff has emailed Parole Probation requesting a pre-sentence investigation report. This has been continued a few times. This is the second case I've had today so far that we haven't been able to move forward on because of problems either with the PSIs not being done correctly, or they're just wrong, or we don't have one. And so I think this is just another one of those cases where we don't have the pre-sentence investigation report. Now, so I don't know what else to do. I guess I have two options. One is I can issue an order to show cause, and maybe that will jar Parole Probation into getting a pre-sentence investigation report done. Or I guess my staff can email them again. You know, we never had this problem when we were under Fallon supervision because they always sent a PSI writer to court. And they recently sat down with Parole Probation and said, we've got a number of errors on our pre-sentence investigation reports. They're not being done timely. I think it's a communication issue. And they would like to sit down with the judges, with the state, and with the defense counsel. But they tried to put the blame back on the court and on defense counsel, and I don't think the blame belongs there. So I don't know what to do other than to set this for February, but maybe in January, issue an order to show cause. I'm really not interested in holding in contempt of court, but what I'm interested in doing is getting somebody to do the PSI for the defendant. I feel bad for the defendant, I feel bad for the prosecution, I feel bad for the courts because it slows the process down. But I don't know why we're having so many problems here in the rurals. I had requested once again that they send the PSI writer to court, and they told me that that just won't happen. I am going to issue just the order to show cause for January, and maybe that then will spur them to have the PSI report ready for our February 1st sentencing day. Otherwise, I'm not sure what else to do. So, Ms. Kearney, I would apologize, it's not on me, I will tell you, but I don't like business being conducted in this manner. It's not fair to everybody involved, and especially to you, the defendant, okay? I am gonna ask that we do an order to show cause for January 4th for Parole Probation to show cause why they aren't complying with their duty to give us a pre-sentence investigation report. And did anybody else notice today that whether it was in Goldfield or whether it was in Parkland today, not one single sentencing was able to go forward? Okay, case numbers here 21-0077, State of Nevada versus Martin Thomas Grande.
He's not present, and I got a text message right when I was sitting in the jury box during the first case from him.
All right.
And I can brief you on his whereabouts.
Okay, I would be very interested.
I just need a second to pull it up if that's okay with you.
All right.
He apologizes that he will not be able to make it today. I'll relay that. He's working in New York City. He wants to specifically apologize to you for not being present. All the rest I won't relay. I believe it's privileged.
Sure. Well, here's the thing. You know, this case was set for trial. And then at the last minute, we said, oh, we've got a deal here. We're going to drop this down from a category B felony to a misdemeanor. Not even a gross misdemeanor, a misdemeanor. Here's the problem I have. I brought the attachment to the motions to show you why I felt it was a category B felony and why, when there was a motion, I denied it and issued a court order that said, no, it's a category B felony. But today he's not here, and that troubles me, and I would say that probably triggers the state to walk away from the guilty plea agreement, even because there was a change of plea today. But you know, I watched the video. I probably spent 5 or 6 hours. I watched it more than once. I watched all of the body cams. So there's some without sound, some with sound. And I can show you on the video why I reached the decision that I reached. And I'm happy to do that today. I've got the flash drive plugged into the TV. So my question is, what are we gonna do? So, well, this is what I hear. He posted bail, and yet he's not here. I'm working in New York City. This is nothing to me. You know, it's a couple of things. It's a big deal to me. I mean, he had sex offender charges that were pending. The pullover by Deputy Justice, I thought, was about textbook perfect. In fact, what had happened is another deputy he almost took out another deputy when the deputy was going out of town with his driving. He crossed over into the lane, he got stopped, and then he led the deputy in a high-speed chase. I watched all of the chase. He was going at, the deputy reports at least 115 miles an hour, headed toward Hawthorne. There are other cars that pass from the other direction. Then he turns off on Full Lane Road. Anybody who's ever been on Full Lane Road knows you can't drive 115 on that. But he's driving 85, 90 miles an hour, and then the pavement just runs out. It's up and down and up and down, and boy, that once you hit the gravel, it's probably 35 miles an hour. I can tell you that I took Full Lane Road, pulling a trailer, and I broke out my front windshield from driving slow, my back window, and stripped all the paint off my trailer, because I thought I could save a little road space by trying that Full Lane Road. And so it's extremely rough. Well, he loses control of the vehicle. He rolls it over a fence and damages the fence, and it becomes high-centered, and there's a fire in the vehicle. I think it met all of the requirements of the Category B felony. I went through and looked at all of the elements, and I thought they checked off those elements. So I don't know what we're doing today. I will say this about Mr. Grande too. I had him in here. He tested positive a couple of times, or at least one time when I had him here in court. So I don't know what is it state that we're going to do, but I did think that the actions of the officer were pretty much textbook. I mean, that's the way the stop was conducted, how professional it was done. I was pretty impressed.
That's fine, Your Honor, but having the set on the calendar today and him not being there.
Right.
Is just like, we didn't agree to that.
Right. So I agree. I think I'm going to issue a warrant for his arrest. I mean, texting. He knew he was in New York working before the start of court today, and he's a manipulator. And you know, I had set it for a trial. I was ready to move forward with the trial. In fact, I lost money because no, this isn't the Trump nugget case. But nonetheless, we had the jury ready. So I'm going to issue a nationwide no-go bench warrant for his arrest, and then we'll get him back here, and then we can deal with it. Right now, there is no deal. You know, I've never taken a plea to the misdemeanor, and you know, unfortunately, he may have done it to himself.
Judge, I see there's two issues. First and foremost, his presence. I did everything I could to get him here. I want to know his court dates.
I have no doubt, Mr. Earnest. You are a good attorney, and in my opinion, you communicate with your clients. I have no doubt. You can't make somebody show up.
No, I can't, and I'll submit it on that. I will not address the legal issues regarding the deal and the not deal and the B to the misdemeanor, because there's a thicket. I hate the eluding statute. I think it's unconstitutional. I won't get into it. Because why? There's nothing to fight over because he's not here.
He's
So
not here, and
I won't argue. I'll save it for another day.
Right, and I've issued an opinion, and if I'm wrong, gosh, you know what, that's why we have the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeals. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I want to know what they think. You know? It's more than one person making the decision. It doesn't hurt my feelings in any way. In fact, I'm always curious about some of the things.
I wish he was here. If he was here, I think we got good legal arguments. But he's not here, so we don't get past step one.
So we'll just issue the warrant, and when we get it back in custody, then we can deal with this. How do you?
Judge.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for today, and some of you I might see tomorrow. Have a great evening. Thank you.
What do you have tomorrow?
I know I have a termination of parental rights hearing. I haven't looked at